Good afternoon and welcome to the Action 2 News newsroom. We've got a fast cast here for you. We are talking a little bit more about some of the storm damage that we're following here locally. We know that there's some trees down here in the Green Bay area. We know the Fox Valley area as well. But right now we're hearing there's a lot of damage in Kewaunee County, specifically Kewaunee. We have a crew on our way there right now. We talked to emergency management. They said that there's a lot of damage near Dodge Street, which is east of Highway 29. So let's take a look outside and then we'll bring in meteorologist Keith Gibson here, telling us a little bit more about what he saw on his radar. But right now, looking outside, looks pretty nice out, but certainly a different story from earlier today. So let's bring in Keith here to tell us a little bit more about what you saw, Keith. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so as we gave you the first alert the last couple of days, the potential for some storms yesterday, last night, and this morning. We had the storms in the wee hours of the overnight in some spots, and we had another batch of storms develop west of the Fox Valley during the morning hours, and they started to really intensify here. And I want to go to First Alert Viper Max, and the strongest radar signature we had was right over Kewaunee, and this is wind velocity. Now, this is wind speeds that were sampled about 1,500 feet above ground level, and I've highlighted a couple of areas. Kewaunee itself, about 100 miles per hour, where we have the brighter yellow here. Now, not all of that wind likely made it to the ground, but we had some very intense wind that did make it to the ground. And whenever we have wind speeds that close to ground level, that high, we know there could be some serious wind damage potential. And that's indeed what apparently has occurred. Now, as far as the power outages right now, over 8,000 customers without power here in our area as of this hour. Storm reports over the last 24 hours, Brittany, from the west into the Fox Valley and over into Michigan. So these storms have been rumbling across the region. Now, so we've had some areas that have had some issues here today. I do want to let everybody know that from this point forward, it would appear that the odds of any strong or severe weather that could cause any serious impacts for northeastern Wisconsin, slim to none. Not really too concerned. You can see those storms really blossoming over in Michigan. That's what moved through here earlier today. Now, there's still a little bit more wet weather down to our southwest. Nothing too aggressive there across southwestern Wisconsin and Iowa. That is sliding our way. There's actually going to be a cold front that will be coming through here this evening. The big complex that moved through this morning has really zapped a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere. So we, in theory, should be in pretty good shape as far as storminess for the rest of today. However, until that cold front goes through, never say never with Mother Nature. So we are keeping the First Alert Weather Day going through the early evening, but the risk of any more serious weather is pretty low. And I know it's still pretty muggy out there, but with the cloud cover and the rain we've had, it's not as serious as far as what the heat indices were yesterday, but it's still going to be pretty muggy this evening, Brittany. Storm chances are fairly low as far as severe weather, so we're going in the right direction. But we'll just be watching radar and, of course, keep you updated all afternoon long.
Right, there's always that however, right, Keith?
And never say never. You know, we're about 99%, but until you get to 100, you just can't say. So we'll watch it here, but I'm pretty optimistic that the worst is done with this event.
All right, thanks, Keith, for walking us through it. And I have a little video here that I can show everyone. This is coming from Sarah Miller out of Kewaunee. This is actually her backyard. Let me replay this here for you. There's her backyard. You can see Lake Michigan right behind there. And that is her backyard. A lot of downed trees and that wind that Keith was just kind of talking about that sprung up there. So we have a crew, like I said, on our way there. We're told from emergency management that there's a lot of damage near Dodge Street, which is east of Highway 29. So we'll have live coverage for you tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And we'll have Keith kind of joining us later on as well. But that is our update right now on storm coverage. Continue to send them our way safely, your photos, so that we can continue to figure out exactly where the hardest hit areas are and bring that to you as well. And then you can also submit your photos online. Our website is ready to go here where you can follow along with power outages that Keith kind of talked about. A lot of people waiting for that power. We know crews are working hard right now. They've been working kind of early morning even into this afternoon. So stay with us for the latest as we're first alert you to all of this developing news as we come on the air tonight at 4. Thanks for joining us, and we'll return you back to Local News Live.